To you, and thank you so much for your time this morning. But just remind us of the work that the Gift of the Givers does in catastrophic situations of this magnitude.
Yeah, thanks for joining us here at the Gift of the Givers warehouse in Bramley, Johannesburg. As I speak to you right now, Gift of the Givers is busy coordinating an urgent mission to Nepal. What I know is that they're busy putting together a team of about 30 experts. Here we're talking about search and rescue experts as well as other humanitarian aid workers that will be, they are planning, will head out to Nepal in the next 48 hours. You'll recall that Gift of the Givers have got quite a track record when it comes to helping out in situations of need such as natural disasters. We've seen them recently taking part in the typhoon in the Philippines in November, December 2013. They've also taken part in other natural disasters in Haiti, in the Algiers, as well as other countries in Africa. But joining me now to tell us a bit more about this mission that is being coordinated is Dr. Ahmed Bam of the Gift of the Givers. May you just tell us a bit more about this mission that you are busy coordinating at the moment?
As you know, Gift of the Givers is the biggest disaster relief agency, and we respond to all areas of disaster. When the images came through yesterday of what happened in Nepal, obviously such a big earthquake, 7.9 magnitude, and looking at just the images that came through of the destruction in Nepal, meaning that the epicenter was basically towards the surface of Kathmandu, and looking at the construction and how the structure and infrastructure of Kathmandu, you could already predict so much devastation. Due to the fact that it was still the early time, there was not any more communications, and as the days going by, more communication is coming, more requests for international help is needed. All countries are starting to deploy search and rescue teams as soon as possible, as people are finding a lot of rubble, as you see in all the images that are being shown now and coming through. So there's still a lot of survivors during this first few hours, which is very critical to get search and rescue teams as soon as possible in there, because the first 72 hours is very important to take out survivors. That's one of our key missions, is first to go there to take out survivors, where we have our backup medical team that will be joining us in the acute phase and to assist with any operations and any procedures thereof.
Tell us a bit more about the type of expertise that will be deploying to Nepal. I know that you are also looking at taking 4 sniffer dogs along. Tell us their role as well.
We're going to be taking quite a big contingency of around 30 personnel, search and rescue qualified. These are highly qualified personnel from South Africa who have specialities in different fields of the modules of rescue. But in overall, they call advanced rescue specialists. And included in this, there are advanced life support paramedics, which can render the acute treatment of emergency life-saving procedures as well. So it's just not about taking the patient out. It's about taking the patient out, giving that intervention of advanced life support procedures, and then handing it over to a South African medical team that's going to follow us. We're planning to leave like 48 hours. Our medical team will leave within the next, say, 50 hours. They'll be basically following us to set up a health center, so whoever we take out, they can start treating the injured immediately. Included in that team, we're going to be taking sniffer dogs, which works well. They are search and rescue dogs, actually. They will be coming with, and they will detect if a patient's alive in the rubble, so we can be able to assist and get the person out. The sniffer dogs, especially South African search and rescue trained dogs, are very good. They can actually detect if a person is deceased or it's a live person, and kind of indicate to us where we should start searching. Part of the search and rescue equipment we're taking with is very specialized equipment used for urban search and rescue, like the life locator, which helps you detect people, the search cameras, and a host of other equipment.
If we look at the Himalayas, the terrain is completely different there. I mean, we know there's Mount Everest, and the avalanches have since been triggered as a result of the earthquake. What type of challenges do you think you are going to face on your arrival there in terms of terrain? And if so, what sort of plans, of contingency plans, do you have in place to overcome those challenges?
Look, accessibility is it's a huge problem. Network, Basically, the telephone lines are totally down. There's also a lot of areas that haven't yet been reached. So our challenges are going to be accessibility, but we're planning to link up with any of the neighboring countries to assist us with helicopters, joint part of other search and rescue teams, so we can make this a joint venture due to the difficult terrain which you're going to be facing in that area. A lot of roads are, just seeing the images coming in, accessibility to certain villages are totally shut down. And the only way is to go via air. So we're going to try and link up with teams, get in with the helicopters, but even all our other team members will join in and try and join humanitarian efforts. So go into the C-130s, drop aid packs at certain areas, and we'll just see when we arrive there. As you know, every mission is difficult. When you arrive there, you see the resources that are available, and then you start database, you start linking up with organizations, and then you find our footing, and we can continue from there.
Oh, thank you very much. There you have it from Dr. Ahmed Bam of Gift of the Givers, talking to us about this mission that is being urgently coordinated to earthquake hit Nepal. They are saying that they will be taking with them about 30 experts with them to Nepal. We're also hoping that the SABC will be able to accompany them to bring that search and rescue mission live to all our viewers at the SABC. And just before I could let you go, we also understand that there are about 5 South Africans that were on an expedition in Mount Everest. I've actually just received a call from Sean Wisedale, who's a mountaineer, from his family. They are saying the 5 people are safe. It's unclear at this stage as to if there are any more South Africans, but we'll be speaking to the Department of International Relations and Cooperation in terms of finding the exact number of South Africans that are out there in Nepal. It's back to you in studio.
So much. Thank you so much, Njanji, for following that story. That's our SABC reporter, Njanji Chauke, talking there to one of the Gift of the Givers representatives, Dr. Ahmed Bam. And of course, just to also mention that with the 5 South Africans that are reportedly safe in Nepal after a 7.9 magnitude earthquake hit there, the Department of International Relations and Cooperations spokesperson Clayson Munyela had assured that they're doing all they can as government to ensure that they assist, of course, those South Africans stranded there. But we're going to take a short break.